Okay, here we go. Lesson 2.2, least common multiple. I'm going to show you the steps to find the least common multiple. We already know what multiples are. We just now need to work on finding the least common one, and it is very, very simple. Sometimes there is one, sometimes there is more than one. We know also that least common multiple stands for the LCM, least common multiple. Okay, so if we have a problem that says find the least common multiple of, let's pick two numbers. I'm going to do 4 and 8. The least common multiple of 4 and 8. And I'm going to show you steps. Okay, step number 1. Find the multiples of each number. Okay. So before we talked about when it said least common multiple, that you find the multiple first, then find what's common, then find the least, how we kind of went backwards with that. Same process we're going to do here. So in the word least common multiple, first I'm going to find the multiple. Okay, that's going to be step 1. Okay, so the multiples of each number, I have 4. I'm going to box it around. And then I have 8. I'm going to box that one too. We went over this a little bit yesterday. I was a little ahead of myself. Okay, so multiples of 4, looking at my 4s on my multiplication chart. I'm always going to start at 4. So 4. Then the next number is 8. 1, 2, 4 times 3 is 12. 4, 8, 12. Next number on that chart is 16. I'm going to do the first 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 20, 24, 28. I hope I fit them all. 32, 36, 40. Okay, all I did was take my multiplication chart and write down all of those multiples of 4. Those are all the answers I can get when I multiply a number by 4. Go ahead and try the 8s. Give me the first 10 multiples of 8. One of them is not on your multiplication chart because that chart only goes up to 9. Your planner will have the 10th one if you need it. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, looking here, I should have 8. See how good I am. 8, 16. This is times 1, times 2. Times 3 is 24. Times 4 is 32. Times 5 is 40. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. 48. 56, 64. What number am I on? 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 9 is 72. And then 80. If you got that right, awesome job. This is the easy part. Maybe this whole thing's easy. I don't know. Okay, so finding the multiples of each number. Okay, step number 2. Once you find the multiples, we are looking at which ones are common. Okay, so if you can see my pencil up here, I'm just going backwards. Okay, going backwards. Because we're looking for the least common multiple. Okay, so find the common multiples. That's your next step. So you can do this on your paper if you just do it at the top, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite them just so that you guys can see. Okay, you don't have to rewrite them. You could just sit there and circle, but I want to just put it lower just so that you can see it. Because I'm going to start circling. I mean, I probably could just circle in a color. Let's do that so I don't waste time. I'm going to circle in green like we normally do. Okay. So I'm going to circle the common multiples. Let me make this a little bit thicker so we can see it. Okay, 4. I'm going to start with 4. 4 is not common in the top row and the bottom one. 8 is common in the top and bottom. 16 is common in the top and bottom. 20 is not. 24 is. 28 is not. 32 is. 36 is not, and 40 is. Okay. So looking here, I have 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. Make sure if you're circling that you do it nice and neat so that you can see it. Mine's a little messy because I'm using my finger instead of a pencil. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have the first 5 common multiples. The first 5 common multiples. If you're hanging with me, go ahead and give me a thumbs up so I know that we are doing okay. All right. If you need me to slow down, could you give me a hand up like you have a question so I can see? Are we doing okay? Okay, cool. I'll slow down just a little bit to get you to write. So let me review before I continue on. So we are looking to find the least common multiple, the LCM. In order to do that, I kind of go backwards in the wording of least common multiple. So I always find the multiple first, then find what's common, then look to see which one is the least. That's going to be step number 3. So the first thing it asked us was to find the least common multiple of 4 and 8. I found the multiples of 4, which were 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 30, 32, and 36, and 40. Then I found the multiples of 8. Then I looked in both rows and figured out which ones were common, and our common ones were 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. We have one last step. Our last step here, step 3, is to find the least common multiple. So of the list above, let me do this in orange. Of the list above, which one is the least? And hopefully you all answer this with the number 8. 8 is the least common multiple of 4 and 8. So whenever we say least common multiple, we're just comparing two numbers. We're comparing 4 and we're comparing 8 in this problem. And once we compared them and found their multiples, we saw what did they have in common. They had an 8 in common and it was the least. So every time you do these problems, it's usually a 3-step problem, which even for Miss Johnson requires paper. I cannot do this in my head.